Let's now talk about the Jewish value system, the three essential steps for ensuring Israel's security. What are the strategies from Torah for warfare, security, and strategy? We know that the highest Jewish value is saving a life. We even violate the most important Jewish holiday for it. What is the most important Jewish holiday? Well, the most important is really Yom Kippur, but Shabbos is the second most important. And we violate the Shabbos and Yom Kippur, for that matter, in order to save a life. This would include, the importance of saving a life is so important that you're even allowed to terminate the life of someone who's threatening the life of another. If someone is putting someone else in danger, then you are allowed to end the life of the threat in order to preserve the life of the victim being threatened. Let's take a look at this powerful Jewish principle, page 19, text number 4. The Torah instructs us, if one is coming to kill you, that you have to rise up to kill them first. This, right here in the Talmud, is the strike first doctrine. If someone is rising up to hurt you, you have got to initiate, be proactive, and you have got to strike them first. This is called the law of the rodef. The rodef is the one who's the pursuer. Someone is trying to hurt someone else. By the way, it's regardless of age, nationality, religion, gender, even a baby in the birth canal that's threatening the life of a mother in one of the most gut-wrenching decisions in our existence. You know, and you've heard of that choice, the mother or the baby, only one can survive. According to Jewish law, it's not a question. You terminate the life of the baby in order to allow the mother to live, because it's the baby that's threatening the mother. So here it's even not on purpose, but someone who's threatening the life of another has to be taken out, because so much is the value of Jewish life, of human life. When did Israel apply the strike first doctrine? Can anybody think of Israel's history? 1967, the great days of the 6-Day War. Is there any other time you can think of Israel did that? 1981, the Osirak nuclear reactor in Iraq that Israel took out preemptively and without apology. The world gaped in astonishment at how Israel on that morning of June 5th, 1967, sent out her fighter jets, I think it was at 7:45 in the morning, to Egypt and Syria, taking out an overwhelming majority of their air forces and their runways in a whopping 90 minutes. It was hard to ignore the hand of God when we saw the stunning success of the 6-Day War. When we follow the directives of Torah, the miracles ensue. It's a very powerful concept. We're about to see that in a moment. So let's contrast the 6-Day War with the epic fail of 6 years later, the Yom Kippur War. Yom Kippur War. Despite intelligence of an impending invasion, Israel refused to attack or even call up the reserves. At 4 a.m., King Hussein of Jordan secretly met with Israeli leaders on September 25th, 1973, an entire 11 days before the attack. And he told them of the secret plans of Syria and Egypt to invade Israel. 4 a.m. on Yom Kippur morning, Golda Meir got a phone call in her house by Military Secretary Yisrael Lior, who told her that they had positive intelligence that Egypt and Syria were planning on invading Israel on the afternoon of that same day. She called an emergency meeting with her generals, but Golda refused to authorize a preemptive strike so as not to antagonize the American supply lines. Now, even though we talk about the Yom Kippur War as a victory for Israel, I guess it was a victory in the sense that we stopped the invasion. But when you think about the fact that Israel lost 2,500 soldiers compared to 800 that fell in the 6-Day War, it's a relative catastrophe for a tiny country like Israel. The results were certainly not nearly as impressive as those of the 6-Day War. Think about what happened after the Yom Kippur War. Israel had long-lasting trauma. On the second day of the war, Golda famously revealed that she was contemplating suicide. Israel's deterrence after the 6-Day War was mitigated. Her global admiration fell in the eyes of the nations of the world when they saw that she was indeed vulnerable. And her deterrence from her enemies was also shaken to the core. To this day, there's a picture in your textbook. There's the October 6th Museum in Egypt, which shows the victories. October 6th is the Yom Kippur War date in the English calendar, which shows takes Egyptian school children to show them of the Egyptian victory over Israel on October 6th of 1973, with fragments and shards of Israeli fighter jets and fallen tanks.